Moon. I am your DM, George, and these here are players. Let's give them a quick rundown. Hopefully, they don't change. The characters don't change anytime soon, that is. So
Not if you
currently,
have your way, they will.
we
Everything is
have
horrible.
Vex, who's currently playing Zilvra, a Kitsune sorceress rogue. We have Penny playing Adria, an elven druid who's also Zilver's girlfriend. And we have Kat playing the half elven bard, Lilia, whose significant other and baby are also not showing up in this episode.
Hopefully.
I hope they're not.
No,
We
no,
don't
they're
have
not.
we
gonna
don't
show
have
up.
we don't have Aya slated to come onto the stream, so we're safe.
No. Yeah. Aya's not coming back on the stream, and trust me, if
For
I
now.
need an adult version of Iante, I'm gonna have her come and play it back because that was wonderful how she just tormented you the whole time.
Now, granted, I also helped with that, so
Now, as you all may or may not remember, the last time the party had just gotten to the town of Zen and had been looking for a place to find a sheet of music as the last bit they need for the ritual that some of their friends are trying to cast. Now, as they were looking for that information in the library, Zilvra ran into the temple complex because she realized that her unknown patron may be there, and she wanted to go discover who it was. However, upon entering, priests from the god of mischief had come up and accused her of stealing diamonds. 2 diamonds worth about 300 gold pieces. Lo and behold, Zilver had recently purchased 2 diamonds worth 300 gold pieces, so there was circumstantial evidence on her, and her being a kitsune, specifically a kitsune with black fur, the type that messes with people's lives in a very bad way, she was arrested, and the next day has dawned, and her trial is about to start. We open up in the courtroom. Currently, there at the far end, the judge is sitting behind a bench. There are 2 assistants beside the judge. On the left side of the room, near the back, there's a metal cage. Standing or sitting inside of that cage is Zilvra. This is an anti-magic cage. While all of your weapons were taken from you, none of your magical items were. However, they do not work within this cage. In front of the judge, there are 2 long tables. One which has the prosecution, and the other, the one farthest from Zilvra, is the defense. Behind them is seating for, well, everyone to come and spectate. Now, who wishes to be the head defender for Zilvra?
I thought that the priest was
The priest said they were doing that.
Yes, the priest of Raiden is going to do this, but however, one of you 2 can decide to take over as head
please, for the
defense.
love of God, don't do that.
And that was look at Penny. Asia, just looking at like, don't do it.
Please don't do it. I want.
Look at Miss and just be like, don't do it like that.
I'd rather die.
Al just passed a wisdom check to
Oh, thank God.
not take over.
Oh, thank God.
I'm gonna do that. That seems like a really good
Adria, just. You have sleep, right? You have something to knock her out? A big stick? Bonk.
No, I don't be 17, so
Oh, thank
she's
God.
not gonna do that.
Oh, thank God.
Okay,
So you're not gonna die
So-
today. Yet.
I want you all to know I have
So-
2, 4, 6, 8 deep studies out in case one of them fails me.
Don't
Oh,
worry.
no.
I have these.
Okay, so the prosecuting attorney is not actually going to be who you thought it was. It's not going to be the priest of Helion. It is actually going to be the priest of Iun, the goddess of knowledge.
Okay.
Because, of course, the head priest of Helion is going to have to be questioned as well, so he cannot serve as counsel in this. Now, as the judge comes in and sits down,
Wait,
he
don't we want that priest to also be a witness for us?
who
No,
the priest of Raven.
we just need the don't we need the priest for Hellion's thing, the holy symbol thing? Don't worry about
So
it.
right now, what you guys at least have gathered for defense are the gem merchant who sold Zilvra the 2 diamonds.
Didn't
as
sell
well-
one. Correction. Didn't sell Zilvra. Sold.
All right, sold Penny.
No,
Sold Adria the
Nope.
diamond.
the NPC.
Yeah, it
Shiva.
was
Not
Oh,
Shiva.
right.
The other one.
just
His
Sasumi.
Sasumi?
Yeah,
Sasumi.
that's right. I'm sorry. Sasumi had to do the purchase. But you also have the receipt Sasumi gave you, as well as the burnt half of a receipt that Lilia recovered while chasing down one of the Hellion priests.
good job, Lilia.
So that's what you have. The judge comes in, is a much older woman with a very pinched face, and she looks rather aggrieved to be even doing this. She takes one look at Zilvra and makes a motion with her hand. You see the guard starting to double check, even though he's already checked 3 times, the cage itself to make sure you cannot get out.
Probably for the best.
The judge sits down, and surprisingly, you can understand what the judge is saying. However-
all of us are just me.
However, you all understand that the judge is speaking Eastern Common, not Western.
That's handy.
Well,
Yeah?
let's get these proceedings over with. She looks over at your confused expressions. Yes, you can understand me. We had a bad case a while back where she glares over at someone who's in the audience. Someone decided to accuse a foreigner who wasn't able to understand the language and thus defend himself properly. And since then, in here, we can all understand each other. And there will be no misunderstandings or tricks. She glares directly at Lilia, Adria, Shiba, Sasumi, and Al.
Oh wow.
Her gaze lingering on the fact that they put a skull in the middle of the defense's table. A bejeweled skull.
Hey, it's a snazzy looking skull, so he dressed up and everything.
Now,
Lola has her most innocent looking face on right now.
So she has no face on?
she glares over at Zilvra. Now, as the case stands over here, this kitsune is being charged with not only the theft of about 600,000 yen worth of diamonds, but the defilement of a holy symbol. These are most serious charges. And how does the defense plead?
Not guilty.
And you are? She says that to you because you said not guilty. Lilia, she's looking directly at you.
Hey guys, remember when I said Lilia wasn't going to take challenge at this?
Well,
Zilver just kind of like looks at Lily and just sighs.
are you are you the head defender?
So?
Then why are you speaking?
Well, in my defense, I have no idea how this point system works.
She looks at you. Do not try my patience. How does the defense plead? Her head slowly cranes back toward Zilvra.
She'll speak up and say, not guilty.
Well, of course we're going to have to hear from both sides. So, first we will start with the accusers. Will the aggrieved party please step forward? And you see the priest of Heliod walk forward and sit in a chair that's between the council benches and the judge's bench. Sits down. Now, the chair that's being brought out, you can see that there are a lot of sigils carved into it. The prosecuting attorney steps up and casts a quick and looks at the priest of Heliod. What is your name? My name is Agres, head priest of Heliod. And what seems to have been stolen from you? 2 of the gems from our holy symbol, the shrine that sits over in the temple and has been there for over 100 years, was defiled. And did you see the defendant steal those gems? I did not see. It seems that his voice comes out a little pained. No, I did not see her steal them. However, they disappeared just after she entered the temple. And when you approached her, what did you find? 2 gems of the exact same size right on her person. There can be no other conclusion. Why else would she have those on her? An outsider has no need for those diamonds. And that he holds his hand up. The priest of Ian holds his hand up quickly. That's more than enough, thank you. Defense? Do either of you want to cross?
Well.
Oh, God.
Okay.
If I do it, I'm just gonna make it worse.
I mean,
Okay.
Trey
So,
starts drinking her coffee.
if you yes, approach. The judge is glaring at you as you seem to be standing behind the table.
Lola will approach, and she will look at the priest, and she will like, so, did you check? Are you very aware of what the diamonds in the temple look like?
Yes.
And did you take a good hard look at the diamonds that the defense had and make sure that they are the ones that were taken from the temple?
Why would I need to do that? I know these diamonds at a glance.
There's more than 2 diamonds which are that shape and size.
I have stared at those diamonds every day for the last 40 years. I know what they look like.
Curious question, how's your eyesight?
Oh God.
Objection! The defense counsel the prosecuting counsel raised an objection, and the judge looks over. That is not a question you need to concern yourself with.
I think it is. If his eyesight is waning, then he could possibly have misjudged the diamonds.
You will not call this into question.
Okay.
I feel like she says it exactly how Kat just said it. Okay.
Do you have any further questions for this witness?
Hold on, I was playing and thinking.
Loading.
If you have no further questions, do not take up any more of this court's time.
Look at that service.
Takes her drink.
Well, now it is time that we hear from the defendant's side. Now, bring the defendant out to the chair. Silver, you are brought out. Your hands are, while you're still in the cage, your hands are tied together like this, so that you can't move them to cast.
That's what they think.
And you basically have 2 chains connected to you, one by around your arms and one around the neck.
All right. Yeah, and she'll move freely with them, like if they guide her, she'll walk.
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Is it for
As you
the
sit-
chair?
as
Oh,
you
she's.
sit down
I'm
in
gonna
the
fail
chair.
this one. I'll fail this chair. The chat.
Okay. You are now compelled to speak 100% truthfully.
Yeah, she's not gonna resist that.
So, defense, you may start, as this is your witness.
Have you ever seen the diamonds you allegedly stole?
So Silver, think for a moment because that was a very weirdly worded question. And say, the diamonds that I was found with are ones I purchased on my own. I've never seen the diamonds that they think I stole.
And when was the first time you saw this holy symbol of fuck, who's the guy with this?
Hellion.
Of hell.
I feel like the whole courtroom just like Hellion.
Yeah, the whole courtroom just says it. Kind of exasperated, like, Hellion.
She'll say, when he was accusing me of stealing the diamonds.
Did you steal the diamonds?
No, I bought the ones that they found me with. Well, I had her, and she'll point to Sasumi, purchase them for me because I was worried about being accused of stealing it.
Is the merchant that you had her buy the diamonds from in this apartment right now?
She'll nod and point to the merchant.
Yes.
The prosecuting attorney walks up. Now, what is your full name? And state your full name for the court.
Oh, God.
She will say, my name is Zilvra Allenveer.
Zilvra Allenveer. And where are you from, Zilvra?
She'll kind of pause for a moment and say, not from this realm.
And which realm are you from?
So this is a question out of character. What realm am I from? I
You're
assume the
from-
Underdark.
Yeah, you're from the
Yeah,
Underdark.
I wasn't sure. She'll say the Underdark.
Oh.
There is a loud hush that sweeps through the whole place. You're from the Underdark.
Yes.
And may I ask which part of the Underdark you're from? Is there a specific name for it?
Is there, George?
Well, what
I actually
city
never
are you from?
gave her the actual city. I'm assuming probably Menzo Baranzan.
You
Get me off of this one. Come back for me.
I never went into much detail on her backstory because I
Yeah.
figured it'd never come aside from her mom being a dick. I'm assuming Menzo Baranzan because that's the main.
Okay.
Main.
so you say, yeah, and your family's pretty high up.
Her mom is pretty high up. She's a dick.
So there's a huge hush, and if I'm not mistaken, the name that you have is a drow name, is it not? Sounds very elven to me.
She nods and says yes.
A drow who's now a kitsune. Not a very good combination. He looks around more to the crowd than he does to you or the judge. Now,
Objection!
Yeah, she's trying to. I say now you object. Jesus. I'm sitting here like
what is your objection? What is your objection?
What does this have to do with her having allegedly stolen some diamonds?
Counsel? Well, this has to do with who she is. Is she the type to steal these diamonds?
I believe you're getting more at what she is. Who she is something completely different.
Who someone is and what someone is has a lot to bear on who they are. It will it shows how they were raised. The environment that they grew up in is very telling of their life. And
One can overcome their upbringing, sir. I'm assuming this is a sir.
yes, it is a sir.
Did you s-
It is a sir. I've already mentioned that
Yes.
it was the head priest, not priestess. Well, to have a drow who's become a kitsune, neither of them really known for, well, shall we say, understanding the ownership of other cultures.
It's rich coming from the head priest of the god of mischief.
they're not the head priest of the.
No,
God of
this
Mischief.
is the head. This is the head priest of you, the god of knowledge.
Oh,
you say that, and he withers that. He glares daggers at you. The head priest of Helion is cackling at this point.
Honestly, even Silver's probably giggling a little at that.
Al just turns to you.
Straight face.
Al floats over to you and just sits on your shoulder, Lilia. You know, if you need to tag someone else in, I'm pretty sure Adria could do better than that. I don't think I'd do better than that just because I'm a floating skull. But if you want, I can give it a shot.
Cat is just shook from that. We broke did the cat.
Is there an... I'd like to continue, if I may, defense counselor.
Silver will give a pointed look to Aunt Lilia, as in, just for now, be quiet, please.
Lilia, shut the fuck up.
Pretty much.
Lilia, like, you may continue. I feel like Lily's kind of gotten used to
Like
that look.
just shrunk a little.
Oh.
Now, have you ever caused mischief in other people's lives?
Silver will say, define what you mean by that.
Let's see. Have you ever taken things that don't belong to you?
She'll say then, in terms of stealing, I have not committed that. Which, you look back, she has never stolen from somebody. She has taken items off of the dead, but never stolen.
Valid.
The only,
Equivocating, I see. Let's see. Now, when it does come to the diamonds, would it surprise you to learn that the diamonds that you had on your possession, it was found will fit into the holy symbol?
she'll say, I would be very surprised.
Looks at the chair, gives it a bit of a tap. Looks at the judge as if he's about to say something and thinks better of it. Now, what were you doing in the temple?
She'll say, I was going to find out. She'll pause for a moment. I was visited by a god, because and he's actually the cause of why I'm now in this form. So I've been curious to find out who it is, and I was heading to the temple to find out which god it was.
And did you find that out?
I did.
And who would that be?
It would be Raiden.
Well, I can see now that you definitely are a mischief maker. He goes and sits down, and you are escorted back
Yep.
to your cage.
And Silver will, again, willingly go, not fight at all.
The priest of Yoon pulls out the holy symbol and the two diamonds, and slots them into place for everyone to see, and they fit perfectly.
Interesting.
These are the two diamonds that were stolen and found on the defendant.
What is that, George?
For the
Guys.
note, I did not tell him to kill my character, so
Come
Not
on,
this
guys.
time.
This is a trial. You all have figured this is kind of a sham. Don't just sit here and think, okay, everything's just straightforward.
yeah, I was gonna say like nothing's gonna work out here.
Yeah. Guys, fight it with every guys, fight with every dirty trick you have.
Silver can't hear this, but she literally can't. She can't use any of her dirty trick right now. Magic box.
Yeah, Zilver's the one who would thrive most in this area.
Yep.
That's why I have you two doing
she
it.
would.
You also have witnesses and stuff.
Yeah.
I have felt this shit once.
This is also probably why it's the funniest thing, because I do know how this works.
It doesn't matter how it works. You guys just have to try.
You have
You
to just
guys-
make it work.
Yeah, you guys have information. Present the information.
We would like to call a witness to this day.
And what witness would that be?
The merchant who those diamonds were got from.
Okay. Are they here now?
Yes.
The merchant is escorted forwards and sat on the chair. He looks very nervous.
Okay.
The prosecution starts. And your name is? It's Havisham, sir. Just I'm just a jewels merchant over. And did you sell anything to the defendant here? Well, not specifically to the defendant. So you did not sell diamonds to the defendant.
I'm gonna make a note of this. Zilver did say she had someone else. She had Sasumi buy for them.
Yeah.
In her defense, George.
Yeah.
Are you gonna call an objection? I didn't hear it.
Objection.
What is it this time?
The defendant clearly stated that she did not personally buy the diamond, but she had her companion Sumi, who was present here, buy them from the merchant for her, because she was aware that she may be charged with theft because she is a consumer and wanted to avoid such allegations.
Did you? The judge leans over. Did you sell to that woman over there? He turns over. Yeah, yes, I did sell to her. She bought 600,000 yen worth of diamonds. They were some of my largest ones that I had there. I didn't expect anyone to actually purchase both of them at once. The priest of Iun looks over. And do you perchance happen to have a receipt showing this sale?
Yes, we do.
You do? Well, let us see it.
Well, they will bring forth the nice receipt that Simi had, but they should also bring forth the burnt one.
Ooh.
The judge looks at them. And do you have any of your receipts? She looks at the merchant. And at this point, Sheba holds out basically a pad of paper to you, Lilia. It was evidence that was submitted earlier by the merchant.
Okay, well, I'll take the pad of paper over to the merchant.
Well, no, you hand it to the judge.
I'm gonna have this shit, man. I need education. Education, god damn it!
And pay attention. She looks at them. Well, they do look similar enough. There isn't much on here. But why is this one? Why is there only half on this one? I don't even see what was sold on this one. For all I know, this could be a fake.
Because an acolyte of Hellion cast it into an oven, and I described before it entirely burnt up.
And she looks over.
In the symbol.
You see that, Adrian? Get the fuck up, girl! Not say that out loud.
Wait, what did
She said
what
nothing.
did Adria say? No, what did Adria say?
That wasn't in character.
You are lucky as all heck. Both the prosecution and the judge failed their perception checks.
What did you say?
Don't
Yeah,
shush.
They only
guys.
look over at Adria, who's basically got hands clamped over her mouth. Sasumi's clamping her hands over her mouth, and Sheba's sitting there. Al is just looking straight ahead. I smile, they won't see the seething rage. He says with his completely fleshless face.
R.I.P. Silver. R.I.P. Silver.
Yeah, I already got a character sheet ready to play for my next character.
The judge looks over towards the priest of Hellion. who's now sitting in the audience. It looks like you're required to come back here for further questions. She looks at the merchant. What are you still doing sitting there? You've never seen anyone, including Zilvra, move as fast as this man is. So the priest comes back over and sits down in the seat, and she the judge leans forward. Is what they're saying true, that one of your acolytes tossed this into the fire? None of my acolytes were out of the temple. Make a perception check, Zilvra and Lilia, as both of you are at an angle to see this.
Nat 20! Nat 20!
For me,
Shadow Council, may the soon-to-be dead please you.
That's a nat
like
20.
a 16 for me.
What'd you get?
16.
16. So both of you notice that there is a smirk on his face as he says that. Zilvra, what you notice is that there are 3 other people in Hellion robes sitting in the audience. One of them has robes very similar to this man. The others have much more basic robes.
Oh.
Presumably, the ones in the more basic robes are acolytes, and the one who's in a similar getup to this guy is another priest.
Okay.
I see him.
No, you do not see that. All you see is the somewhat insolent smirk
Actually,
on the priest of Hellion's face as he says, "None of my acolytes."
Zilvra will look to wave to Lilia and point to the other guy wearing the nicer robes. Kind of to call attention and hopefully for her to understand. Because I feel like Zilvra, if she's...
Lilia, make me an insight check. This is going to be fairly easy, but I still need you to make this
Swear to
insight
God,
check.
if you roll a nat 1, I'm going to beat you to death in the afterlife.
You have to come get me, huh?
That's what I was expecting in that one.
Don't you worry. I've been brought back
What'd
from
you
the
get,
dead
Kat?
once.
18.
18. Oh yeah, you understand to look over, and you notice that there is another priest of Hellion, as well as a few acolytes in the audience. One of the acolytes looks very familiar. You get a twinge of pain in your arm as you remember.
That motherfucker.
Yes, that
I
motherfucker.
feel like that's her, like, literally what she says.
Lily did not say that out loud.
Make me a wisdom save. Oh, sorry, no, charisma save. Charisma save.
You're good at this.
I'm really doing this.
That one. Motherfucker.
$22.
22? Okay, you're good. You're able to comport yourself well, and no one seems the wiser that you know that one. So, what are you going... Do you do any... Do you just try to cross-examine him? The priest of Hellion who's currently on the chair? So all that's really happened is he's sat there and said, "None of my acolytes left the temple," and Zilvra just pointed into the audience.
What about other priests?
Are you asking him? What about other priests?
Yeah, what about other priests? The other priests leave the temple?
Well, of course, there's more than one priest at each of the temples. You can't expect one person to be there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. every day of the year. We do need to sleep sometimes, unlike certain spirits.
Multiple priests present all the time. I asked if any of the priests left the temple after.
Oh, you didn't ask that. All you said was if there were other priests.
Also, sorry, just Kat, can you turn up your audio a little?
I do that shit.
So if you go down next to the mute, hit the up
Audio
audio settings.
settings. Okay.
And volume, do not make sure that automatically adjust volume is off.
Yeah, because
Okay.
yours is really quiet.
Okay. How's this?
That's a lot better.
Okay.
Much better.
It was automatically adjusted.
Perfect.
Sorry, guys, when I'm still getting used to this.
It's all good. And every time it's different. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
I just can't mess with our audio settings, like your audio settings to me, which is weird. All
Okay.
right, let's continue.
So, yeah, he just instantly talked back to saying, you only asked if there were other priests.
Well, now I'm asking if any of the priests left the temple. Sir?
Well, yes, of course they would have to at some point. But none of them left while the accusation was happening. And we were all there for the next few hours.
I know that's bullshit. This is arrogant. I know that's bullshit, right?
I mean,
Uh,
you saw. Why don't you call the guy who you fought up?
Just do I have to admit to having fucking attacked him?
Yeah, that's true.
You didn't actually attack him. You just kind of
Reason.
held him back,
She laid hands on him.
and so did he.
Yeah, he laid hands on her. It's just that his hands are a lot more powerful than hers are.
That's not what Norris would say.
Ooh.
Even you can't hold that back. That's
That's
how you know.
key. So, then you wouldn't mind if I called one of your acolytes to the stand?
Not at all.
Guys, I was wondering about how high these guys and races themselves are. How I am concerned.
Either that or he doesn't mind because he knows it's a sham too.
So, what do you do? Lilia, what are you doing?
I'm calling that motherfucking acolyte.
The
I'm
judge looks at you.
I'm
What
not saying out loud.
I
Guys,
just asked you
stop
what you were doing, and you said you were calling that motherfucker. I asked you. I specifically
Come
asked.
on, you're trying to get me killed now.
The judge glares at you. That is you already had one warning. Now we are going to hold you in contempt. I will not have such vile and rude behavior as part of my court. Guards, remove her.
No,
Lilia, 4 armed guards come up to you.
she's the only one.
Do you go with them
Oh my
peacefully?
God.
Please, for the love of God. Zilver will even speak out and say, Lilia, just go with them. Do not fight.
I am game. My knee-jerk instinct for Lola is to have her yell, fuck the police. However, I'm giving her a wisdom check to see if she realizes that might not be a good idea.
Wait, what does she want to say?
She likes to say, fuck the police.
Oh my god.
Roll,
No.
roll at disadvantage.
Silver is going to murder the fuck out of you.
Roll at disadvantage.
God damn it, guys.
Use your inspiration.
I have inspiration, right? Fuck. I'm using my inspiration, so that counting it out.
Yeah.
I wasn't 18, so she doesn't say it.
So rather than saying anything, Lilia just stomps out of the courtroom, being escorted by the 4 guards.
Out of
judge
game,
looks-
they had told us about the bakery. Why it's
Yes, of
blunt.
course I told you about the bakery.
She did.
Yeah, she told you about the priest, the acolyte who attacked her, who threw away the receipt and attacked her when she stopped him.
Okay, so at least we know.
Yeah.
And at least she
Sorry,
did point.
guys.
She did at
Yeah.
least point him out too.
Yes. She was saying that she pointed directly to the priest. She sweared.
I knew she pointed at him. I just wanted to make sure that we
Does the
knew.
defense have another counsel? Al just turns around and looks at Adria. Do you want to do this or should I take it?
Can't. Oh my gosh. No,
Remember, Adria, you're trying to be a diplomat.
Please, just make it Sasumi or Shiba.
that's what I'm saying. I'm
And-
biased. I don't know. But
Oh, look, I wasn't biased.
I'm not doing it.
Guys, 45 minutes into the session.
I'll do it.
Okay, you're letting Al do it.
No, Silver.
Oh, no.
Al pulls out.
No,
No,
she said
no,
not
no,
letting Al do
no.
it.
No. I'll sit down. No.
Silver will actually say, "Can I choose who defends me this time?"
Quiet.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, I want everyone to make a perception check. You are all at disadvantage except for Zilvra.
Like, does that include me?
No, you're out. You're out.
Damn it.
You're outside.
Dumbass.
Yeah, Lilia, it's a very nice day outside when you're tossed out on your ass.
Aw.
Can I at least have my bagpipes?
Those cushioned your fall, so all you hear is as you go down the stairs.
And
I'm-
15.
No, I'm gonna check to make sure I do not break those things because.
Oh, don't
Hey,
worry.
no,
They better not be
perception.
broken because Silver's gonna
Perception.
fucking break them.
So that was a 4 for Adria.
God
15.
damn it!
No, I was
Oh.
asking if it's investigation or perception.
It's perception.
I was gonna say I don't think
16.
it's possible for Adria to get it, and mine's a 15.
No,
So-
I have plus 6.
What'd you get, Adria?
16.
16? Okay. Let's just. Holy shit!
I don't like this.
There were 2 nat 20s
Oh Jesus!
as part of that.
Look! R.I.P. R.I.P. R.I.P.
If only
No,
someone-
no, no. This was for more perception checks. So, Zilvra, what you see in front of you is while this chaos is happening and she's being tossed out, you see a piece of paper dangle down in front of you, and it's hanging. You can't really tell what it's hanging by. As you look, you see the thinnest of gossamer threads holding this folded note. What do you do?
Is it hanging by the moment here with you?
Can she read it without touching it?
Your bagpipes take 2 points of damage.
Oh,
You'd have to unfold it.
All
They're,
right.
they're not damaged yet. Bagpipes have 5 hit points.
Silver will open it then.
Zilver, you unfold it, and all the note says is, "Hello, big brother."
Right!
It's written in Undercommon.
Right! Right!
You look immediately. You look up, and this is the same time that Adria, as she looks over to you, and Al, as he's turning to try and convince Adria to let him be the attorney. The three of you notice, and you sense that Sheba knows it too, as he's actually starting to reach for his rifle. You all look up, and you see a drow face in the ceiling. However, you also see 8 pointed limbs coming out of the crack too and holding on to it. You recognize, it's been a while, but you do recognize the face. It's a younger brother of yours.
Zilver's family sucks.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Zilvra, you immediately recognize this is a Drider. Your brother has become a Drider.
And
then he disappears into the roof.
Silver's just like, that's going to be a problem later. I can deal with that after. Kind of like pockets the note.
Now, Lilia, I do want you to make me a perception check. And we'll get to that later.
Should I roll sleight of hand to see if I can kind of like disguise her putting it in her pocket or something?
You don't need to. There's enough confusion that no one notices it.
19.
19. We'll get back to that later.
He did say we'll get back to that later to you when you said to roll it.
So, it looks like it is your turn to be the defense counsel. One more outburst, and there will be no counsel for the defense. So, Adria, it is now your turn. What do you wish to do?
At least Adria isn't as prone to outbursts as Lilia is.
I don't like that chuckle.
I like that chuckle because I'm excited to see what more happens. It's funny that I'm the one whose character is like on trial, but I'm the one who's like the most excited for things.
It's because you're a little shit.
That is very true. I am a very well-known little shit.
So what's Adria going to do?
Out of game, the acolyte on stands is the one that Lilia had pointed out.
No, the person who is currently in the chair is the priest who accused Zilvra. The one who Lilia pointed out is still in the audience.
Okay, I thought they switched. Okay.
No, they haven't switched yet. There was the chaos of Lilia being thrown out, and that was it.
Oh my gosh. Do I have any questions for him?
Call him up. Call him up.
Shh. You already got thrown out once. Don't make Church throw you
can
again.
Call him up to the... You are the defending attorney. You can call them up to this. You can call witnesses up to the stand.
I know. I'm just thinking if I want to question the priest.
Just bring the person up.
And I can't think of any questions.
Then call someone else up to the stand, because it looks like the judge is about to call this case. You can tell she's looking at you angrily because you're just standing there dithering.
Okay. I would like to call up that accurate and just point at the one pointed at.
What motherfucker?
I'm not that.
Unlike you, she actually has some self-control.
She's a fucking filter. That's what she has.
And self-control too.
Oh, that's true. Well, it doesn't have
So
that.
the acolyte comes up and sits down in the chair. The priest goes back to the audience. And what do you have any questions for him? Or are you going to stand there all day?
I swear.
Don't swear, please.
No. That was out of character. Would it yesterday? Were you out of the temple at all during the day?
He tries to say something and nothing comes out of his mouth, and he finally says, "Yes, I was."
Hmm. Do you remember going by a bakery that has an oven on the outside?
There are plenty of bakeries that have ovens on the outside of them. There are lots of street vendors.
Just ask if he tried destroying the evidence.
But
Did he-
like, can I take the receipt and like show it to him? It's like, have you seen this before today?
He looks at it. I can't say if I've seen it before or not. It really just looks like any other piece of paper.
Do you remember seeing my friends, the one that was escorted out?
Yes, I do. She is being very rude. She grabbed me and stopped me with what I was doing. She attacked me.
Oh.
And what were you doing?
I was shopping and going home to drop off my food.
Look, all you can give a damn about her bad reputation, but
Quiet before I mute you, Cat. You're not here anymore.
Would your shopping be around the gemstone shop?
Angela, Angela, come here.
You're literally killing me.
I don't know what.
Well, I mean, a lot of the gem stores are fairly close to the temple, so I would have to go by them in order to get to where I'm going to shop.
Yeah. Yes, but this one in particular.
I guess I passed by it.
Did did you?
I will allow this communication here. I feel of it more as Ray just like sitting on you and nipping you like, come on!
Yeah, because I'm holding Ray while doing this. She hasn't let Ray go. Did you try to destroy evidence?
I didn't try to destroy evidence. No.
But you tried to just destroy something in that bakery.
Yes, I did. I was told to get rid of a piece of paper in there. It was no longer needed at the temple, and that was the easiest way to get rid of it. Sensitive information, we don't want it leaking out. That's what I was told.
Well, it's kind of funny that you were told to burn something, and this receipt is burnt.
I don't understand. You must have a very odd sense of humor. How is this funny? Who is it funny to?
Silver will even like just kind of mutter like, "I'm dead."
Oh my goodness. Who told you to destroy the paper?
Thank you.
Oh, well, I mean, it was, well, points over to the accusing priest of Hellion. He told me to. Normally, I mean, I'm not his acolyte, but when it comes to the day-to-day stuff around the temple, you listen to whatever the priest says. So if he just said that they needed to get rid of some papers, we need to get rid of paper.
Is this the normal way that you get rid of paper?
When it comes to sensitive documents, yes.
Very weird way to get rid of paper.
Well, you need to make sure that no one else can reconstitute whatever it is, so you need to take it to some place they would have no idea where it is. Because anyone can build it right back from ash, but if they don't know where the ash is, and if the ash is disposed of before they can get to it,
But you can reconstitute things. Son of a bitch. Why didn't you think of that?
Silver literally, I say Silver literally can do that. Actually, this is why George was so happy that it was me who got targeted by this, because I am the person who could break this entire thing so quickly. I'm the one person who could literally ruin this. Also, because I know very well the court process, so. Which I don't think he did know, but now he does.
I don't.
no, one, I didn't know that. Two, I really don't know it.
I do. My mom actually regularly goes to court, and I've learned a lot from that. Also, mock trial and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just, yeah. Judge, would it be possible to, like, make sure that woman doesn't come near me again? We can see.
All they hear from outside is.
That's her bagpipes. Like, she's testing out her bagpipes, making sure nothing's broken. I mean, all I was doing was shopping and disposing of sensitive documents from the temple. That's all I was doing.
Did you happen to look at the paper before you tried to burn it?
He leans forward. Do you really think I'm that stupid?
I'm
If
not
it's a
calling anyone
sensitive-
stupid.
If it's a sensitive document, why would I look at it? The less I know, the better. When it comes to that stuff.
Curiosity.
Look, if I'm not meant to know it at this time, I'm not meant to know it. When it becomes important, I will know it.
Silver was thinking that exact same thing. Penny, like curiosity, she's like, yeah, I definitely would have looked at that.
Well, thank you. I would like to call the priest back up.
Objection, Your Honor. He's already been called to the stand twice, and can we really call him another time? There's no precedent for this.
He may have it ordered it to destroy evidence. I think that's evidence.
Then you should have done this on your own time before the trial.
Silver will even speak out and say, you mean the day? Yesterday? The couple hours they had?
Yeah, we didn't really have much time.
Well, if you're not guilty, you should have been able to prove it then.
Silver
We are proving it.
will actually say, shouldn't you guys have to prove that I'm guilty? Because you haven't done any of that yet.
This motherfucker.
You're Kitsune.
So it's about now. So it's not about me being guilty. It's about who I am. Can we? And then she'll even like look. So she's going to steal a thing from his book. She'll look to the crowd and say, "Can you really trust a defender who is trying to play off someone's race as the only thing that is getting her. What are you gonna do?
As a group, they just go, yes.
Rude.
God damn it.
Zolver will even say, I have been nothing but forthcoming for this. I have been nothing but cooperative. If I was
Yeah,
guilty...
but you make it seem.
Shut up, Cat. You're not here.
But
So-
what is your angle?
To get out of here without being killed. That is my angle. To retrieve the gemstones that I purchased, use them to revive my friends if they were said to pass, and continue on with our journey. That's my angle.
The judge shakes her head. I am calling a recess for this. Half an hour, and we are back here. If you have no more witnesses, if you have any more specific evidence, you can show it. Otherwise,
Oh my
this
god.
trial will be over.
Oh my god, we are so bad.
She gets up and walks out of the room. You can tell that her sour lemon glare has turned into a straight up lemon juice glare.
Good job, Cat. You've killed me.
Oops.
Curious.
So, for the recess for this, you are all allowed to talk to each other. However, Lilia, you are still outside. However, with your 19 and puttering around, you see standing on the far side of the square, and you notice this because the coloration of the skin and hair is very weird. There is a figure with dark, almost purplish skin and white hair
You recognize it.
standing next to the corner of one of the buildings, seemingly unnoticed by everyone else. As you look at them, they seem to notice you staring, disappear. And as you turn
That's not smoking case.
as you turn back to the courthouse, you notice something shining hanging down from the side of it. Getting closer to investigate, they're thin gossamer threads.
Fuck.
Large, much larger than a normal spider would produce.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
So am I still held in the cage? Because you said that
Yes, you are still held in the cage, but people may approach and assist you and talk with you.
Okay. So we'll kind of look at Adrian and be like, waiting to see if she walks over.
She will as soon as the judge Kazuhi says. She's just gonna walk over to Zova. Are you okay? Are they feeding you?
She's like, she just kind of shrugs. It's only been a day.
Are you gonna pop up a good berry for her?
I'm not doing any magic. I don't want to.
Oh boy, seriously.
What?
So, are you guys gonna do or say anything during the intervening half hour?
Zilver would just kind of sigh, like, why would you let Lilia do anything with this?
I thought she could do it. That's why I didn't let Al get up there.
I'm glad you at least didn't let Al do that, though he might not have made as big of a mess of this as Lilia has.
Hey, I don't know what you're talking about. I happen to be a very erudite figure when I wish to be.
Al, what does erudite mean?
A powdered wig slowly slides up and onto his head.
Where the fuck did you get that?
You don't need to know.
Zilver has Ray snatch the wig off of his head.
Hey, that's mine! He starts wrestling with the fox to get it back. They devolve into tug of war.
Ray
Aw.
100% rips the
And
hat.
I was just outside like, hey, listen! Hey, listen!
Zilver, Ray 100% will rip the hat if Al doesn't let go of it.
Oh no,
Or the wig.
The wig gets ripped.
Zilver, and then, so the moment it rips, it then remends itself together. I can cast spells. Ray can cast my
Actually-
spells through her touch spells.
She can cast no, but
think I can-
you
oh,
no,
I-
you
I need
have
to-
to, you cast them. She
Oh,
delivers them.
That's true, so I then can't do it. Damn it. That'd be really funny.
No, you can't. So the pompadour wig rips, and he sticks what's left of it back onto his head. Floats up. Well, if we lose, it's now that damn fox's fault. Well,
Which one?
he slowly turns back. Pick.
Zilver just kind of
He
shrugs
knows
and
they're fox.
grins at him, and then looks back to Adrian and says, well, she'll kind of... So, how big are the holes in the bar?
Oh, they're not close together. Like, you can get up to about there out, but by the time it gets to your shoulder joint, you can't get that through.
All right. How close is Adria standing to the bars?
How close are you,
Pretty
Adria?
close.
Hmm?
Pretty close. She
All
just
right.
like try to get as close as she can.
Zilver will move in and give her a big old smooch,
Oh,
and just kind of give her a smile. And
we're
say,
gonna get you out of this.
she says, I have more faith in you than I do Lilia, so...
I,
That's really fair.
I was gonna say, you literally just proved yourself to be way.
Lilia, outside, you take 6 points of friend damage.
Wonder.
All I'm picturing is
It's not to your health. It's just
your heart hurts a little.
Your heart hurts. You feel as if something has happened. You just go.
I mean, let's be honest here. If anyone, Zilver's gonna trust the person she loves over Lilia.
Would you trust any of your party members over Norris, Lilia?
Adria probably, not Zilvera.
No.
Proven herself though.
Ugh.
But yeah, Zilver will give Adria a smooch and say, I love you. Like, it'll be all right.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I'll investigate the shit out of those.
Ouch.
What was that, Penny?
Can I investigate the shit out of those stallion things?
Yes, you can. So what are you going to do?
I don't like them.
I'm not welcome.
See if they're cotton candy.
Ew, no. Okay,
Also,
can I determine where they came from?
Yes, they're coming from on top. They're coming from on top of the courthouse.
Is there a way to get up there?
As you pull, if you want, you can test one of the strands.
Sure.
this is how we find Lilia
So,
stuck up in the ring.
You grab one of the strands. It's very hard to let go, but you're eventually able to. As you pull, it comes with you. But you then tug down on it, and you find it's very resilient. Unlike a normal spider thread, it's only about that thick. So it's a lot thicker, but still fairly thin. But you feel as if you test it, and you realize it can hold your weight.
I'm gonna climb up this.
This is how we find Lilia strapped to the wall due to this.
You climb up. I'm gonna have you make me a strength athletics check, or actually, yeah, strength athletics and a dexterity acrobatics check. You're gonna need both.
All we hear inside is thump.
Okay, so that is strength athletics. It's an 18.
Okay.
Then dexterity acrobat is a 19.
Okay. So you are able to climb your way to the top and wriggle yourself out of the out of the spider thread, so it's not stuck to you.
Nice.
You are now on the roof of the courthouse, and this is an angled roof. So make me a perception check.
Perception plus 19.
19.
I knew I like this guy.
Okay. So 19, you notice that there is a hole near the edge, somewhere near the back top of the courthouse.
Huh. I'm going to check this out.
Okay, make me a dexterity acrobatics check to get over there without falling off.
Actually, George, how
Yeah.
much longer is in the break kind of thing?
Why?
I'm just kind of curious.
25.
There's still some time. Like, what are you thinking?
I was wondering if Zilver could make a suggestion to Adria just to kind of like, hey, maybe you could if you could send somebody to find the record of me getting my money.
Yeah, there's plenty of time for that.
She'll say, because at least that'll prove that I had money, I spent exact amount, and I now have the amount in my bag.
Would that be like maybe
Mon-
she would look for the money exchange person?
Yes, or
Yeah.
the money
That's how
exchange
much
place.
you would-
They probably have records of that. I'm assuming, George. They have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send. Could you send?
And you
Sassoon-
had some on your person,
Yes, in
and
my
it's
bag.
not the same amount. Okay.
Could
I'll
you
see if
send?
I
Yeah,
can-
send Sasumi or no, she's like, please don't leave. Can you please send Sasumi or
Aw.
Shiba?
Yeah. I would I'll go talk to the
Sheba will go.
okay.
Okay, I rolled 25.
Okay, so 25, you make it across to the hole, and you can see that it goes into the building, and when you look, it's into the rafters in the up in the attic. Do you enter?
Yes.
Okay.
Curiosity
So-
killed the cat.
But satisfaction brought it back. Well,
I mean,
let's hope there's no
Lillian's just playing
satisfaction
that.
here.
Yeah, they say we're very far away from Lily's satisfaction.
So, okay, so you climb down, and you are now in the attic of the courthouse. Looking around, you can see there are boxes and crates stacked everywhere. There's old furniture, and there's quite a lot of dust. Make me a perception check as you look around.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So you're looking around, and you notice that there doesn't seem to be any sign that anything was walking around down here. However, you look upwards because you're thinking it was a spider, and you notice that there are clawed marks all over the ceiling.
Very quietly to himself, just I whisper. I was thinking, what the fuck? What the fuck?
So you can see that these these claw marks lead off in a path and seem to disappear after a little while.
I really hope this is not a wild goose chase. Oh, try and follow a path.
We gotta make 3 hours.
Okay, try and follow the path.
And I'm going to interject with what Zilver is going to do while Kat is doing this.
Okay.
Zilver will move up once. I'm assuming Adria comes back after sending Sheba, and she'll say, and she'll lean up really close and whisper, "Did you see? Did you see what? Did you see up there?"
Yeah. Did you see it?
She'll nod.
Do you know what it was?
She'll nod again, and she'll reach into her pocket and slip Adria the note. And she'll say, "It's my brother."
So he followed you?
Zilver shrugs and says, "I don't know, but he does know my name. He does know it's me. I did have to give my name out."
That's true. They made you give your full name. But do you think he's behind the drow in the tower?
She'll, sorry, the drow earlier is what you're talking about? Have you encountered?
Yeah.
She'll shrug and say, "Likely that's my mom's doing, but my mom likely has control over him, so."
Lilia, make me another perception check.
19.
So as you're following this path, you notice that it drops down into a hole that looks to have been recently broken in the floor of the attic that goes down, what you're guessing by your estimations is the courtroom. As you look into the hole, a drow face appears and is as startled as you are to see you there. What's more startling is that not only does the torso follow, but 8 legs attached to a spider body.
Oh, fuck no.
And it looks at you, and in Elvish goes, "Who the fuck are you?"
Elvis said, "Who the fuck are you?"
I asked you first. Wait. I have no time for this. You see him immediately grab for a weapon. Roll for initiative.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Welcome to die.
And you thought you were dead tonight, Zilver.
Yeah, I say, Lily is the one fucking around with the horror movie
21.
bullshit.
21. Okay. The 21, and this thing has only a +3. So that's not a 22, sadly. So Lilia, you're first. You see this thing reaching for a weapon. You can tell this is definitely a drow, but some really creepy, weird, messed up drow. What do you do? You can. It just said, "I've got no time for this," and is reaching for a sword.
Cat just cries.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Vicious Mockery. And Lilia and Albert is gonna like, listen up, you ugly spider fucker.
Should we roll perception on this?
Not yet.
She is
So, spider fucker. Okay, it has to make a wisdom save. Yeah, it fails that. So roll your 2d4 for damage.
He wishes he was a spider fucker. Because he worships Loth and all that shit.
6 points of damage.
Okay.
Emotions.
That's yeah, and he's at disadvantage on his next turn.
Yeah.
Now, is it his whole turn or just his next attack?
Next attack.
Next attack. Okay. Well, it's his turn to go. He shakes it off. He looks at you like, what the? Pulls out his long sword and will make 3 attacks at you. That's
Rip.
He pulls out his long sword to make a swing at you. And because he's at disadvantage for his first attack, his sword goes flying out of his hand and, hold on, sticks into the ceiling.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, I
He
love
turns back to you, and he is
It's
going to...
okay. It's okay. This premature stuff. It happens to almost everyone that's alive.
So he looks at you, you bitch, and he leans forward, grabs you, and bites you
Kinky.
for 2 piercing and 7 poison damage, so a total of 9 damage.
You bastard!
A 2, Brute.
He rolled an 18. I rolled it again. It was a nat 1.
That is amazing. I love it.
So, Lilia, it is your turn. Neither of them have made enough noise for anyone else to actually
I
hear.
figured the vicious mockery
We don't
would be
see the
pretty
sword?
loud.
No, the vicious mockery. She was just like, you fucker. And he was
You ugly spider fucker!
yeah, you ugly spider fucker. He's like, oh, what was that for, man? It was fairly quiet, especially with where it is.
She would
So
say
it's
the
your
exact
turn,
same
Lilia.
thing to Zilvra if she was.
So, Lilia, what are you doing this round?
Did he seem to have... Oh, wait. He has his... Okay,
Yes.
so he's touching me, right?
Yeah, he's touching you.
I'm gonna cast Bestow Curse on this fucker.
Wisdom save.
Yes.
He's cursed. That's a 6. 2 horrible wisdom saves in a row. He rolled a 4 each time. He rolled a total of 6 each time.
I mean, it runs in the family, I guess.
I'm gonna cast him if he has to make a wisdom saving throw at the start each time, or if it fails, he wastes his action doing nothing.
So he's not going to be doing anything on his turns?
Yeah,
Probably.
pretty much.
Okay. There's a 10% chance of this. Good. Nothing yet. Okay. It is... He gets to make a wisdom saving throw at the end of each round, or no?
No, wisdom saving throw at the start of each turn.
Okay, and how long does it last? 1 minute, or until
1
you
minute.
break concentration?
1 minute.
Okay, your turn.
1 minute till I break concentration, yeah. Okay. So as long as I don't cast another concentration spell, so I'll get to blast him.
Okay, make your attack rolls. Because you're in... Actually, no. Normally it would be... Actually, never mind, because Eldritch Blast, you can do this right here. Never mind. So, yep, regular attack rolls.
Okay, so that's a D20,
Okay.
and 9 plus 8 is 17.
Okay, both hit. Roll for damage.
8.
8 total.
Yes.
Okay. Next round. That rider can't do anything. 10% chance.
Oh lord, I'm really curious of what this 10% chance
God
is.
damn it.
Azelin, what is going on up there? Why don't you move?
What? Huh?
You
Boy.
see below there is another Drider.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Fuck my ever-loving life.
This is hilarious.
Norris just quickly looks up from what he was doing, from writing the ticket. Huh, I thought someone called me. So, it is now your turn again. What are you going to do? There's a Drider in front of you and basically a Drider below you, and you figure directly below that Drider is the courtroom.
Totem enemies are the worst.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast both of them, one blast each.
This is how she dies.
Make me okay. So shoot. So for the one in front of you, make the shot.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay.
Yeet.
Roll for the damage.
19.
19 damage.
I swear to God.
Okay.
No! No fucking
What'd you roll?
way!
Double 20s?
Yes.
Okay. Roll for damage on the other one.
That's 10. 15 this time.
Okay.
What the fuck?
You okay,
Okay.
there, Cat?
Cat. Lilia. As you shoot the second one, both shots hit square where the body, the drow body, connects to the spider body, causing both of them searing pain. Now, the second one that was down below, as you shoot it, you hear a crack below it. While Adria and Lilia, while you're all talking, you
And Zilver?
hear... Zilver and Adria, while you're talking, all of you hear a slight crack above. You look up, and right near, about 10 feet away from where the hole was, you see the faintest of cracks on the ceiling.
Silver.
What the fuck just happened? Move out of the way. It has to make a strength check. Oh, that's enough. The Drider who's been cursed with stupidity and is just standing there like, is shoved to the side, and the Drider below is able to make an attack against you, Lilia.
I was waiting for you to say there was a third Drider.
No, don't give me my deals.
There's not enough room for the third one to come out right now.
There
Oh
was a
my
third.
gosh.
We do know there's a third one because you saw one in the streets.
Well, there's a third drow.
Who knows?
You
Cat
take
reconsidering her life
11.
choices.
You take 11 points of damage, Lilia.
Oh my gosh.
Make me an insight check.
To realize this is a stupid idea and that you should get out of there.
Nat 20 again.
Nat 20.
Oh, baby, a triple.
Fucking God.
You realize that, hold on, the ceiling below that thing started cracking. Maybe you could send this flying down away from you. This is a really bad position to be in, since you know your curse is going to wear off shortly. And with two of these things here, you're not sure how you're going to fare.
Yeah.
Sparta, kick it.
Keep my statements a negative one. Huh?
Bonk. She'd Sparta kick herself.
Probably. Maybe Sparta kick yourself and you'll Sparta kick them instead.
Nah. It would be too much fun for me to have her Sparta kick herself, so
It'd
she'd
be
just knock herself down.
impressive if she managed to pull that off.
Okay, let's see.
In a couple of levels, Zilver might be able to actually pull that off, though. She does have Dimensional Door at some point. Just boot the door, make the door come out behind you. Poof. Like Portal.
Shit. Hey, George.
Yeah?
Does Lily know how to use Stone or the magic enhancing stuff?
Yeah,
Holy
the magic
crap, it's about
enhancing
time.
potion. She knows that she'd have to drink it. Wordstone, she knows all she would need to do is hold it in her hand as she casts the spell.
Does she have any on her?
She has at least 5 magic potions of concentrated magic.
I have an idea.
I want to cast a spell.
I'm interested. What is this idea?
Okay, can I get to one of these potions of concentrated magic?
Yes, you have enough time to down one of the potions and still cast a spell.
Okay, down one potion. I'm gonna down one of the potions, and
It's like
It allows
Popeye.
you to cast one spell at up to 6th level.
awesome.
It's like Popeye. She pulls out her spinach.
Yep.
Mhm.
What is it? I'm going creature.
All right.
I can't take an unwilling creature, right?
No.
God damn it.
And by when I say you can cast something of up to 6th level, you must naturally be able to cast a spell of that level. So you couldn't say cast a 6th level spell if you don't know any, but you could cast, say, a 1st level spell at 6th level. It provides you with that much power.
So,
And I do want you to remember that you realize that the ceiling of the courthouse that the second Strider is standing on and attacking from did crack when you basically shot force into it.
do I think that the force from the Thunder Wave could break it?
Yes, a sufficiently powerful Thunderwave could.
Okay, so let's see. Thunder Wave at highest I can currently go is 4th level.
But because the amount of magic in the world normally would only let you maximum 3, the potion lets you have a maximum level of 6. So you can charge it up to a 6th level.
Okay, fuck it, let's do it.
Okay.
So is that gonna cost me my 4th level spell slot then?
It's going to cost you a total of, because you used the potion, it would cost you a 3rd level. Actually, yeah, we'll call it a 4th level spell slot for the day.
Okay, then I will cast Thunder Wave at 6th level.
Okay, and they're going to have to make con saves.
Yeah,
What's your DC?
16.
Yeah, only one of them passes. So 2 of them fail, 1 of them passes.
Okay. So every spell slot increases 1d8 above first. So from 6th level, that means it's 8d8, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do this.
Oh lord,
Now-
what's happening?
Now, I have to say, there is going to be wild magic surge effect. This normally says target.
Oh no.
However, because this is so perfect, I'm changing this around to caster.
Okay.
The caster's sense of beauty and ugliness is reversed.
Oh, fuck! How long?
I'll have to determine how long it's gonna last.
That's funny.
Oh, God, she gets something hot.
I mean,
Okay, let's keep count. Okay, so first roll 6, 8, 5. Somebody be adding this up because I'm not.
I've got it.
5, 8, 2, 1, and 8.
Okay. 14, 24, 32, 43 points of damage. So that will put him down to there. He is very bloodied. 42 and 42. Okay. You thunderwave the ever-loving heck out of them. As your thunderwave hits the ground that you're standing on, it breaks the floor of the attic, followed by the ceiling of the courthouse. Make me a dexterity saving throw. Disadvantage.
also, question. I'm assuming we hear that.
Oh, you do not just hear it.
My
Oh,
next
no.
question is following up with that of, is it above us?
Well, I'm going to want everyone actually to make everyone except for Lilia make me dexterity saving throws. Zilvra and Lilia are making their dexterity saving throws at disadvantage because
Come
Zilvra
on.
can't really. Dude, you can't really move anywhere. You're
No. So, I'm making it very clear. Zilver is not going to try to dodge. She's trying to push Adria out of the way.
Okay. So, Adria, you have advantage. Zilvra, you fail.
All right.
14.
14. That is enough to reduce the falling damage to only 10 feet worth. You take 6 points of falling damage as Dryder kicks you in the middle of the fall.
Ow.
Kicked in the mouth.
Zilvra, you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And what'd you get, Adria?
15.
15? You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as a piece of plaster smacks off the center of your head. Al saves. Sheba saves. So Al and Sheba each take 1 point of damage. Ooh, wow, that's a lot of damage to Al.
No!
It's nearly 1% of his health.
He was being sarcastic. Al saved. He can't take that much damage.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
that's true.
all of you see not only Lilia, but a pair of Driders tumble down into the area with you. However, Zilvra, neither of them looks like the Drider you saw before. The one you saw before is now just looking down at all of this with an expression of, oh, fuck.
Should we all roll initiative now?
Yes, at this point, I want everyone to roll initiative.
Do I need to reroll or just...
No, you keep. Okay, so Al's taking the 20.
13.
Sheep. Zilvra?
22.
Okay.
I don't know what you can do.
We're actually at the top of... Actually, the one Drider who wasn't hit is going to pull out a longbow and is going to shoot at you, Zilvra.
Dick.
Yeah, your brother's not happy with you. What's your armor class?
16.
16? That is 2 hits followed by a broken string on the bow.
Ow. This is gonna hurt.
That is the first one. So you're going to take a total of 16 piercing damage and 8 poison damage.
Ow.
Okay. Now that that's done, we're actually going to go to the start of the order as everyone else is stunned for the first round. So Zilvra, it is now your turn.
All right. Well, I can't cast spells.
Nope.
I am going to use my thieves' tools to try to unlock the door.
Okay.
And
Make
No! Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna. I literally. Hold on. I'm gonna point out. I am almost dead. I am in 11 HP.
Oh my gosh.
I think they're gonna accept that I got shot twice by a longbow as a reason to get the fuck out of there.
Okay.
I hope so.
So make me a sleight of hand check.
Oh. That is a 19.
19? Okay. You, with a deft click, the padlock slides open and falls to the ground.
Thank God. And then, so that
You still have a move action.
That was my. And I have a bonus action.
Yes, you have a bonus action and a move action.
All right. So Zilvra will get out of the healing area, the magic blocking area.
Yep.
And cast Healing Word on herself.
Okay. What level?
I have to do it. I have to. I'll do it. I'll do it at first only, just to kind of keep me topped up. And so there it is. So 1d4. Oh, that's 4 health. 4, 5, 6. So that is 9 HP to me.
Okay, so you regain 9 health.
And then just trying to see if I can kind of do anything aside from that with my stuff. I'm assuming I'd have to like wait till next turn to try to get the rest. Am I still like tied up or?
No, you are no longer tied up as.
I thought I still had the chains on. Can I change that to a cure wounds rather than a healing word?
No, because healing word is a bonus action.
Oh yeah,
and you only had
right.
a bonus action left.
Okay, then yeah, I'll just do that then.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Lilia, it's your turn. You are currently sitting amidst a pile of rubble, looking around at the courtroom and everyone in there. There are 2 Driders on the ground with you. Actually, because you took 6 points of damage, make me a concentration save.
Oh no.
Is that plus anything or is that a straight?
It's a constitution roll.
Okay. 21.
Yeah, you're able to concentrate enough that the Drider is still cursed and still going, wait, what? Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay.
That's 2, that would be 8 damage, and I need to make dexterity saving. Okay, so the one that's going, wait, what's going on? The one that you cursed actually landed on its feet and only took 3 points of damage. But the other one landed on its back and took the full brunt of the fall. So what are you going to do? There's one that's standing there going, huh? One that's on its back and another one that's shooting arrows down into Zilvra.
One of them looks bloodied, right?
The one that you've cursed looks bloodied, and the one that fell onto its back that you thunder wave does not look in good shape either.
Okay, and is there anybody else in a close proximity to me other than them?
Your party are all within about 10 feet of you, except for actually no, except for Shiba. Susumi's there. She's just hiding behind a desk because yeah, she's not a fighter at all.
She's a lover, not a fighter.
She's a functionary.
Let's see. Fuck it, let's Eldritch Blast. The bloody one and the one that landed on its back.
Okay, so both of those, they're both fairly bloodied. But so you can hit both of them that are down there. So the one that's been cursed, make your attack roll.
No fucking way!
What did you have loaded dice, Cat?
I swear to God, I don't.
Is that the same place? Did you get those dice from the same place that Holly did when she bought them for Barry when they were on Dragons and Places?
No,
You guys live close to each other.
the cracking dice, they're really cute. I love them. Apparently, y'all should go buy them because I've been really back to them, please.
Hashtag.
Hashtag not an ad.
Yeah, not
Hashtag not spawned.
No,
Non-spawn.
like no one watches us. We don't get sponsors.
We have somebody watching us right now.
Aside from me.
So, you hit. That's a nat 20. Roll for damage.
Okay, that's 9. Okay, that's just 11. And then for the other one. Oh, come on.
Is that a 1?
Nat
Please tell
one.
me that's a 1.
No.
Aw, that'd been really fun.
It's not fucking that. How? I'm telling you guys, these fucking cotton candy dice from cracking dice.
You know, you say those enough. I'm going to think that they passed you some
Loaded dice?
Loaded dice, so that you just go, everyone, these dice are the best.
No, I'm not famous enough for that shit.
You never know. Okay, roll the damage.
Okay, 15.
Okay, 15 damage. Okay, the next one to go is Al. He's just seen a bunch of spiders drop from the ceiling. He's got nothing against spiders personally.
Bunch of hot spiders.
I don't know. How hot are they, George?
He doesn't care about that, as he's a freaking floating skull.
More mean for Cat than anyone else.
They're not Norris levels of hot.
Hold on.
Yeah, see.
Their charisma. No, they're not Norris levels of hot, but let's see how far any of them go above or below the average. There's one. He's pretty cute.
And no, Cat, no one's uglier than Norris.
One of them's pretty cute. The one that you hit with the curse is just is nothing to write home about. Trust me.
So he's beautiful to you, Cat.
So yes, and so there's one that's beautiful to you, Cat, and the one that you find the ugliest is Zilver's brother.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you saw Zilver before she was a kitsune, so...
Yeah, so you find Zilver's brother to be hideous, while the Drider who landed on their back, you find him to be really attractive. Okay, Al is actually going to... He's not going into Barbarian Rage, as he's more confused than anything right now. But
Rage?
Yeah, he's going to attack the one that's trying to scramble up from the ground, not the one that's just standing there looking as if it's stoned out of its mind.
You're welcome.
His first attack is going to hit for that's 7. Oh, wait, his teeth are D6 now. That's 8. 11, 14, 16, 20, 23 points of damage with his first attack. And let's see if he can hit with his second attack. That's definitely a hit. He now does 1, 2, 3, 4. He does 6d6 with his attacks.
That's a lot of damage. Imagine if I hasted him.
Yeah. 9, 10, 15, 18, 19, 22 more damage. So he rushes over and with 2 quick chomps just pulls this Drider's head from its shoulders and drops it to the ground, killing the Drider that was trying to get back up on its feet.
Oh, that's a shame.
There's now some purplish blood covering him.
Oh no, that's the one that Lilia liked.
Oh, that was one Lily had a crush on.
Yeah,
The horrible monstrosity.
Lilia wanted some of that spider action.
No.
Spinnerets.
Hey,
No.
I mean, hey, Norris is now ugly to you, so
Yeah.
So is Iante.
No! I refuse to
I will say this.
that little thinking out there is ugly.
I will say this. She doesn't think Iante is beautiful. So George is so happy right now. George is so happy right now.
He loves fucking with me.
Yeah, with all of us. Let's be honest here. This is
So-
his dream game right now.
It's the Drider's turn. This one is still stupefied. The other one is going to move and then spend its action reloading, restringing the bow. So now it is out of sight.
Oh man.
Adria, it's your turn. There's one stoned out of its mind Drider in front of you, and one that's up in the rafters somewhere.
Throw me.
Yeah, I can't see that one anymore.
Throw me.
I was gonna shoot that one. I'll go after the one who looks stoned.
Okay. Make your attack roll.
With my go. A 6.
To hit.
Yeah.
That's
Aw.
a mess. It's a wide mess.
I figured.
Zilver, it's your turn. You saw Adria charge forward with her ghost blade out, the hum of its power glowing, and she just swings and seems to stumble on some of the loose plaster and stucco as if it were marbles in some 80s or 90s movie. And just skates right past the Drider.
I have a question. How high up is the hole?
The hole is 20 feet.
Okay. Zilvera will cast Cure Wounds on herself.
Do Misty Step or to not
She doesn't
Misty
have
Step?
she doesn't have Misty Step anymore. I replaced it.
That is no longer a question.
Nope.
Heal yourself.
Next level, I'm probably gonna grab it up again, but for now,
Patient, heal thyself.
yep, I'm healing myself. That's some damn good rolls. An 8 and a 6 plus 5, so 11, 19 more HP to me.
Okay.
Heal, yeah. And then she will really she'll kind of like start to try to find is there a way she can try to figure out to get up there?
There's no way other than using magic or attempting to use like a grappling hook. There's no direct way that you can see.
I don't have any of my equipment on me, so
Nope. You have all your magic equipment except your weapons, and none of your mundane equipment except the lockpicks.
okay. So we'll kind of like say to one of them, "Can you guys get one of you get me up there?"
Fine, I can.
I think I have a flying spell.
Al says he can do it.
Thank you, Al.
So, Lilia, it's your turn.
Okay, so what all spiders are left?
So you see the cursed spider is currently just standing there. Lilia tried to attack him and did absolutely nothing. And the other, you're not exactly sure where the other spider is. It's disappeared back into the roof.
The ugly one.
Yes, the really, really ugly one.
I
love
love that
this.
we all get such a kick out of
This
it.
is like the perfect spell effect to happen to Lilia.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I had to change it. I'm just like, nope, this is too perfect.
You are taking this. Hold
Yep.
this spell effect.
Let's just see an Eldritch Blast with Stone Tongue.
Okay.
That's a... Okay, I finally did not roll in that 20.
All right, so we can confirm the dice probably could still be loaded because she could be lying about not rolling a nat 20.
Let's say 20. God.
What? It's over 20 the total to hit?
But yeah, it's over 20. It's over 20 to hit on both of them.
Okay, you hit with them.
10 points of damage.
Okay, so you blast this with 2 beams of energy, and it just turns to look at you like, what's going on? Huh? Al's turn. Al is going to grab onto you, Zilva, and with his speed, he's actually able to make it all the way up and drop you off. You are now face to face with what once was your brother. He's at the exit to... He's pretty close to the exit to actually leave the building.
Boom!
All right.
Okay, next one to go are the Driders. So the stoned one is still... He's actually going to start wandering around the courtroom. And the one in front of you, Zilvra, is going to take a full round of shots at you before leaving. So that's a hit. That's a miss. That's a hit.
God, Jesus, you keep hitting me.
Yeah. You're easy to hit.
16 is not easy.
Well, because these have a +6, I have a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
So that was in plus. So that is 14 piercing plus 10 poison.
Ow.
Oh, Mother's gonna be so happy to know that you're coming home.
I'm sorry?
And that laugh
No.
continues out of the building as the Drider scuttles away.
He thinks he's getting away.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh my gosh. No.
Zilver, yes.
Okay,
No.
Adria, your turn. There is one Drider left that you can see. He is really just wandering around, looking very confused.
Gonna try and hit him again.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Come on. Seven. I don't think it hits.
No. A 7 does not hit. That is well off hitting. You don't. Your blade once again as you swing. You
Tank.
you slip on something. Maybe the floors were
banana
just
peel.
waxed. The floors were just waxed, and yeah, someone got hungry. You just slip on the ground as you swing, completely whiffing.
Adria.
We give you all the cool melee weapons because this.
Because of this.
Silvra, it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna try and follow him out.
Okay, I'm going to need you to make me a dexterity acrobatics check.
All right. That is a 23.
23. You're able to get up and stand up on the roof without tumbling down. And you see that your brother's on the edge of the roof, attaching some gossamer strands to it in order to jump down.
All right. So, how far away is he from me?
He's about 15 feet at this point.
All right. I am going to summon my Shadow Blade at
Okay.
3rd level.
And
When
throw
you really want to stab the fuck out of your brother. No.
Shadow Blade.
She's
For when
walking.
family comes home.
She is going to dash up to him and stab him. She's not doing this from a distance. She's doing this up close and personal.
Okay, so you use the rest of your movement to get up to him and stab.
Nat 20. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, dice gods. One sec. I need another D8. Like I said, when you really want to stab the fuck out of your brother.
Okay, make your damage roll.
Alright, so 10, 12, 20, 28, 32, 36, 30, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44 points of damage.
Okay,
Like I said, when you really want to stab the fuck out of your brother.
okay. That is, he lets out a piercing cry as that happens. Lilia? But he is still standing. Lilia, it's your turn.
Okay, so
You're watching some sort of Three Stooges act happen as Adria attempts to continually attack this Drider and is being very ineffectual.
Aw, she's adorable.
let's get try. I'll just blasting it again, hopefully.
Okay. Roll to hit.
God fucking damn it. It's not even the same dice.
We just really want to kill the fuck out of everything, don't we?
It's a nat 19. And that's not including the plus 8 I get to hit, so...
You hit with both. I'm not upset that you guys are doing so well against these. I honestly didn't think it would be too much of a challenge. This is more for plot. It's just how thoroughly you guys are trashing them.
I wouldn't say Zilver is very thoroughly trashing them, considering she is almost dead, been now twice over.
Well, that's just because her brother has a grudge against her.
Oh, don't worry, he won't have one for long.
19 points of damage.
That's what he thinks.
19. So you hit this thing, and this Drider just appears to be on its last legs. It still has no clue what's wrong with it, what's going on, and it's just dragging itself around now. Al's turn. Al will fly out, see this Drider, and go to make an attack against it. That's going to hit. 5, 9, 11, 14, 20, 22, 25. As Al goes over and bites it, Zilver, you see something on its neck glow.
Oh, God.
It seems to be a holy a symbol of Lolth. And as Al shakes his head in an attempt to rip the part that he bit off, you see the Drider disappear. And Al's mouth closes and he kind of just tumbles through the air a little.
Aww.
A stem over a brain pan. The Driders, there's only one left. He's still cursed.
The most ineffectual Drider ever.
Yes, especially since he only hit with one attack.
He did bite Lilia really good, though.
Yes, that's the only thing he hit with. Adria, it's your turn. Maybe you can regain some honor.
Not one.
Otherwise, I'm going to have to think of a really sick burn that you're going to have to go on a 3 years journey to heal.
Oh, don't worry, Silver has plenty of healing spells still.
I was making a Zuko joke.
I know. Honor.
Yes.
The honor.
So are you going to attempt to
intensifies.
regain your honor?
Yeah,
Oh, where's...
gonna try.
So what are you doing? Just an attack roll?
Yeah.
Please hit him.
Okay.
Please. I'm begging you.
Now remember, you are adding your proficiency bonus, and with this weapon, your wisdom actually, no, it's your strength bonus to hit +2.
He's trying to help you out here.
Please hit.
I haven't been adding all of that. So that might be why.
God. Granted, she did roll really low the first two attacks.
I did.
Still, with actually,
Penny,
yeah, no, she doesn't
do
have
you-
enough with those bonuses to still have hit. But
Do you want me to
still.
make the ghost blade as like a custom item for you? Like
I
as an,
tried before the game, but I don't
Alright.
think I did it right.
George, you just send me the info for it and I'll make one up for her.
Okay. So, what'd you roll on your die?
10.
10. Now add your strength bonus. What does it come up to?
11.
Add
You're stronger than
+2
+1.
for the sword.
13.
Now add your proficiency bonus.
And then 16 with
Okay,
16.
so that's still a miss.
Aww.
However, this time
Oh,
instead of just like slipping and missing, your ghost blade hits on its glossy carapace and just slides right off. At least you connected this
At
time.
least you hit them, finally.
Zilva,
She's happy about
it's your
that.
turn.
Silver is legitimately pissed off that he's got away. But she will just curse for a moment, and just sigh, and just kind of start heading back down. And
Okay.
She's going to cure wounds on herself again. at
Okay.
level 2 again. Because she's hurts.
Yes. Very hurts.
Makes sense.
Alright, she gets 17
Very
HP
hurts
back.
much. Ow.
Yeah.
17 hit points.
And
Okay.
she'll say to Al, hey, can you bring me back down? Oh, I didn't intend to do that.
Okay.
I accidentally said she took 17 damage, not 17 healing.
Was she dying?
No, she wasn't dying. I just accidentally put it that I clicked damage instead of heal.
So he goes, God, God's damn it.
No, just my mom. You don't have to.
Lilia, it's your turn.
I was just surprised with that, huh?
Okay.
Okay, that one came out. Okay. So that's a 17 and a 19.
Okay, the 19 hits.
Finally, I'm getting one of those. I can't believe I'm excited about this, you guys! 8 points of damage.
Okay, I was really hoping you'd roll something low just to be like, haha. You kill it. Your
Haha.
blast of energy hits it in the chest, and it finally looks down, notices all the damage it's taken, and just topples over.
That's funny.
Thanks a lot, fellas.
Boxy boxes.
I did it.
And it is dead. There are no more living Driders.
Well, there is one, but not in this area now.
So,
Not for long when she gets her hands on him again.
we are now dropping out of initiative, and at this point, the judge has come back into the room.
I'm assuming at this point, this is when Zilver is like descending from the skies with Al.
Yeah, Zilvra is just sitting there on Al, just muttering angrily to herself, gesticulating, and
Oh no, Lilia, run!
he's just floating down with her.
Wait,
Yeah,
who is this?
Zilvra. Zilver's mad.
Zilvra's riding Al.
She mad.
She's mad. She's mad.
And Lilia needs to leave.
So the judge just looks at the two Drider bodies, the ruined court ceiling, the defendant who is now coming back down from outside, and someone who she just kicked out is now back in here, covered in plaster.
Oh!
It's an average day for us.
What is going on here?
Zilver will immediately speak up, saying, so they decided to attack us. I got shot a bunch of times by arrows.
The arrows are still kind of in
Yeah,
you.
still sticking to it. Hurts.
I just put this over, look at the eyes, look at my gun, ow.
Well, and why would they attack?
Zilver literally just, no clue. Because she actually does not have a clue why.
We have enemies.
You have absolutely no clue why they would be here, or what they were doing in this courtroom, or even why they attacked you?
Well, I know why one of them did, but
Then
The other-
speak up.
she'll say, well, one was my brother, trying to kill me. You know, usual drow stuff.
Well,
Silver's just giving her like she's just speaking of this as like this is completely normal for her. She does not care.
Well, in light of everything that I have seen so far today, I do not think there's truly enough to justify holding you any longer. And if this is going to keep happening, even more reason to send you out, you and your friends, out of this town as quickly as possible. If the Drow want you, I don't think killing you is going to be good for this town.
No. Even Zilla was like, no, probably not.
Probably not.
My
no.
mom's gonna
So-
be really pissed off if someone else kills me at this again.
So instead, all we are going to do is to levy a small fine for the court's times, and then you are exiled from this town.
Zilver will look at her and say, I'm getting paid for being falsely accused for something. She says, it should be them, and she'll point to the Hellion, the people who wasted your time by calling me here for no charges at all.
She points up at the ceiling. We are charging you for that.
She points
Since
up
the
and says,
Dryder attacked
She
because
says-
of you.
she'll point up and say, you should get better security then. That's not my fault.
Don't put yourself back in jail.
She glares at you more. I was willing to be reasonable about the fee.
Silver,
Zilver will literally look at her and say, you're being anything but reasonable. And
Lily's just be like, I'm so
Zilver will
sorry.
glare at Lilia and say,
Lilia,
Lilia, shut up.
Okay.
Zilver will give her a look and say, you are not being lenient. Your whole system is more broken than the system I came from back when I was a drow. Maybe you should fix this, and maybe you should figure out how to fix the hole. I'm going to be leaving here. I'm going to be leaving by myself, and I'm going to be taking my diamonds with me.
Make an intimidation check.
All right.
Oh my god. We can just pay it.
22.
22. That's enough that as you turn and go, the judge just glares daggers at you.
Oh, don't worry. I can do worse than glare the daggers at her. And also, she'll turn around and say, I expect my equipment to be returned. Or...
And we are motion. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
So you guys get out of there. All of your equipment and weapons was being held by the priest of Raiden.
She'll nod her thanks and say, thank you for, say as, I'm assuming she can speak in Eastern, like, a little bit to say, are we in
Yeah.
still the court, or I'm assuming we're out of there now?
You're outside of the courthouse.
She'll say, thanks for help to him.
Well, if you wish to continue your search, you need to head towards one of the larger cities, maybe even the capital. That's where most of the old records are. However, it's going to be fairly hard now to travel across the Empire. I would suggest speaking with the general here. He's one of the, well, not necessarily a crown prince, but still a royal prince. Perhaps he may be able to assist you.
Okay.
He points out the direction you came. He's in charge of the army out there.
All right.
Perhaps if you're able to provide some assistance to him, he'll be able to assist you.
All right. Well, we've helped them once before, so maybe that'll do some good.
Well, maybe even that will sweeten the deal if you've already helped them before. But
All
good
right.
luck on your travels.
She nods and says, thank you for your help, and I wish you luck as well in what you're doing. And she'll immediately start heading to the camp. Like, she's getting herself all, obviously...
Shiva came back.
I assume, like, Sheba comes back as, like, the scene is closing, and it's just that. That's what Sheba comes back to.
You guys head out, and as you're leaving the town, pan back to the
No, Silver would wait to get Sheba.
Yeah, you wouldn't
She was
leave
just like-
Sheila.
he just arrives. Where the hell is everyone?
Why is there a hole in the roof?
Why is there? Oh, this is too much. They did not tell me I was getting into this. It'll be so good to get home to my wife.
You signed up for this when you chose to come with us.
I don't think he has
really
much of a choice as he did just got voluntold to come with us.
Yeah, I was voluntold that I had to do this because, well, I know the language over here, and I'm a little harder to kill than your average human.
Silver looks down at the arrows and goes, I understand that feeling.
So, you guys leave the town and you're headed towards, you're headed to the army encampment. This is a very, very large area covered by tents. And everything is set up, nice, neat rows. And towards the middle is where you see large pavilion tents.
All right, Silver will move up there to there, start heading there.
Okay. So as you guys head there, no one really stops you. The first few at the very border, a few of the guards do, but you just quickly flash them the medallion and they let you by.
Okay.
You get to the center of the encampment, and you can see this is a huge area with people bustling back and forth. It's very crowded, almost as crowded as the marketplace back in the town.
All right. Is there any sign of like where the captain's tent is or something like that?
You don't know where the general's tent is,
tent.
but you are standing in front of the very large pavilion.
Okay. I guess we're gonna head in then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh shit, we survived that, you guys. And Sophie didn't die.
Not again. Almost a couple times, but I didn't die.
So you guys head into the pavilion, and you can see there are a lot of what look like high-ranking soldiers all around, and a few wizards as well, just standing around a central table, talking with each other, looking at a map. One of them, however, seems to stand out more than the rest, not only because even though while their armor all looks good, his looks to be a cut above everyone else's, almost being ceremonial in how good it looks.
So Lilia thinks it looks terrible.
Oh god.
I feel like we need to talk to him.
And do any of them seem to notice us?
Some of the assistants there seem to have taken notice of you, but the main people haven't, because they're busy.
Silver will probably go up to one of the assistants then. Because the others seem to be talking about other important stuff, so she doesn't want to bother them or interrupt them.
Okay. So you go up to the assistants, and they all look fairly haggard. One of them looks up. Yes, what can we do for you? What are you looking for?
They'll say, we wish to speak with the general, if that's possible.
What business do you have with him? General Ishuma is very busy at this time.
So I assume are they speaking regular common or?
They're speaking through
Okay,
Shiba.
we're doing this Shiba thing. Okay, I just
Yeah.
wanted to confirm. Zilver will say, kind of look back to the rest of the party and say, we're looking to offer a trade of services from the general and us. Our work for our aid for some of their aid.
What aid have you provided so far?
She'll say, we provided the information about the clay golems and the controller being stolen.
And look at that.
And I pull out like the medallion just to, like help
He-
with what
He
Zoe was
looks at
saying.
the medallion. The general is fairly busy right now. We're about to move forward into. They're about to move forward into the. What is it? Into the flowing pit. He says that they're most likely going to be moving tomorrow, and that is it possible for you to wait till the general has come back?
Silver will say, unfortunately, we're in a bit of a time. Like we also have pressing business too.
Mhm.
We would really appreciate if we could talk with him. We will not take up too much of his time.
Make a persuasion check.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Here. He goes over to the general. The general looks at him, wondering why he doesn't have a report on hand, and the assistant points over to you. The general just glares over at you, and after a few moments walks over. He's wondering, after he speaks, Shiba leans in. He's wondering why you're interrupting him now and what can't wait.
Silver will say,
How do you politely say when you're told to get the fuck out?
no, that's not what we were told. That's not what we're telling him. Silver will look to him and say, we were told by a priest that you might have a way for us to get to the capital quickly, and we're willing to provide compensation for that, if possible.
He wants to know why you need to get to the capital quickly.
She'll say, we have a task that is time sensitive, and she'll kind of like, as much like yourself, we have a time sensitive task on our hands as well.
Well, he speaks. The only thing he says he needs is just more help with their mission. Like, any more bodies is always helpful.
She'll kind of look at a moment. We can't really offer that. There's only us, and she'll kind of gesture to the group.
As he said, any more bodies is helpful. So, you guys joining in, like us going in, may help the case. So, he's asking us to join the mission.
Silver will kind of like, she'll look to Sasumi, like to him to him, Shiba, and say, like, will we be able to afford that in our time?
It'll mean less time while we're there to actually look for the information we need. It'll be cutting it close, but look, it's either we try and cross the Empire now, which we could probably do it, You're the only one they're really kicking out. Although I'm pretty sure Lilia has a APB out for her.
Probably. She's good at that.
But other than that, I
I
mean,
technically did not get arrested.
no. But you did get kicked out of the courthouse.
You managed to
We've
get kicked out of the
been arrested
courtroom. I
before,
didn't even
though.
manage to pull that off.
So, I mean, we could probably right now try to cross the Empire to the capital and be fine, get there, have time to research, and try to make our way back.
Does the general know how long the mission will be?
Well, he's hoping it'll only take at most a few days. It'll take them about 2 days. It'll take them about 3 days to march to the flowing pit, and they'll probably be there for a few days.
Zilver will look to him and say, how much time do you think us getting his methods of travel will save us?
Depending on what he can offer, I mean, we could probably be at the capital fairly soon, rather than taking like 2 weeks to get there. May cut it down in half.
So, Zilver will kind of like think,
But that it's the other thing of, with the amount of time this mission will take, are we really going to save much time? And
Zilver will say,
oh wait, sorry, rather than a month getting there, it may only take us, say, 2 weeks. That's what he's saying.
Zilver will reply back saying, now, it might not save us time in flat travel, but it might save us time in trouble in other cities.
Yeah.
Right? And we can't afford
Yes.
to have this happen every single city we go to.
Yeah.
Right?
True. While that is true, it's also the thing of, look at what they're preparing to do. He points out at the thousands of troops gathered. This is something really big that we're getting ourselves into.
Zilver will say, and we're not already in something really big right now?
You've never been in a war, have you?
She shakes her head.
It's-
She'll say only witnessed blood wars, not...
This is going to be something that I don't think any of you have experienced before.
Zilver will kind of... She'll look to Shiba and say, what do you think we should do? Should we take this up, or should we try and figure it out our own?
Personally, I would say figure it out on our own, but you're the ones who understand your mission and what you need to do to get it done.
Zilver will look... All right, go ahead.
The general says what he really needs is more troops, specifically to bodyguard the mages as they attempt to close the portal.
So we don't need to go into the actual portal, just...
You're not. No.
Okay,
No one's going through the portal. They're trying to close it.
All right. Zilver will look to Adria and Lilia and say, what do you think we should do? Zilver will kind of be like, so she'll even say, like, if something happens if we just go straight there, I'm going to tell you guys to leave me. You guys can go ahead. I'll figure out stuff if it doesn't work.
Al leans in, and I mean, look, if we're able to, like, get all this done, it's not going to matter if they close the gate here or not. Because if we get it done, it'll automatic. If we're able to get rid of basically get rid of the word stone, we'll be able. Those gates will just close themselves, probably. Because they're only appearing in places where there's large amounts of that stuff. And if it's all gone, well, there's going to be no more gates. Nothing will sustain it.
Silver will kind of like sigh and say like, but that's the thing, like we're having a problem with it now, and she'll like kind of sigh. And you said it'll take like so two. They're predicting it'll take about a week for the campaign, kind of like to get there to fight for X amount of days.
To get there and back is gonna take a week, but they're not exactly
I thought you said 4 days.
It's gonna take 3 days to get there, which means it'll take about 3-4 days to get back.
Okay, because you said 2 days earlier, so.
Yeah, I said 2 days. That was an accident. 3 days to get there, 3 to 4 days to get back, just because they'll have to deal with a lot of wounded.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're expecting between 2 to 4 days for them to actually get in there and get the ritual done.
All right. So Silver will kind of like so doing the math, you'll be like, so that might save us a few days because she also kind of say if it takes about half the time to get there, it actually might save us time for this. She'll be like, but I don't know. I don't know what to do, guys. Lilia, Adria, what do you think? What should we do?
What exactly is this thing we're doing?
So
you're going to be guarding some of the wizards as they go and try to close down one of the gates to the abyss that have opened up on this planet.
And how much time is this supposedly going to save us?
About 3 or sorry, hold on.
It'll save us about 2 weeks of travel getting to the capital, but overall it'll probably only save us a few days getting there just in the travel itself.
And
as Zilvra said, it may even save us more time in the towns along the way there if we're able to travel the general's way, and it may even save us time on getting back.
Because we wouldn't have to deal with towns trying to burn Zilvra.
Trying to lich Zilvra.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say we do it.
Adria?
Yeah, I think we should help.
Zilvra kind of looked to Sheba and Sasumi and say, "What do you two think?"
We did not sign up for this type of thing. We will actually be... we cannot stay here as you need someone to translate for you. However, he turns to Sasumi. You are going to stay here. I'm going to go with them. If we are not back in 2 weeks, you are to head back and inform them that the mission has failed.
Actually, one sec. I'm just trying to, because I think I might actually have something to help with this. Zilvra will look to Adria and say, give her, Ray. If Ray disappears, it means I've died. Right? I'm assuming, George, so I'm going to confirm this with you. Find Familiar would end if Zilvra died, correct?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, so she'll say, give her Ray. If Ray disappears, it means I've died. That way, you can at least get an earlier warning to them.
She nods and takes the small fox.
And probably...
They do a kiss to his head and then hand her to her.
And Zilvra will look at Adria and say, I'm sorry that I have to give her Ray.
It's okay. We'll see her again. We're coming back.
Okay. And then she'll even look to Sasumi, or not Sasumi, to Sheba and say, you don't have to fight. We can keep you protected if for the whole thing. We don't want. She'll say, we don't want our stupid choices putting you in a lot of danger.
Well, that's good to know, but I guess I'm already going to be there. You're not going to be, in this kind of thing, you're not going to be able to keep me safe.
Waffle Hut.
So, the next day comes.
All right, so we get a
and-
long rest.
Yes,
Yay.
everyone gets a long rest. Okay.
Actually, I was curious about something, George.
Yes.
Would they have a weapon that they could give to Zilver for combat?
You
Like-
can pick up any mundane weapon.
Okay. Okay, perfect. That's kind of what I was figuring would happen.
Why?
Because I kind of want to get her to have another, like, actual, like, full-on sized weapon. Just
Not
in
just
case.
not just daggers.
She has daggers and that's it. So I figured giving her a, like, I think it was like one sec, rapier. Like, I think she has proficiency in rapier.
Yes, she does.
And then also the other question would be, would they have a hand crossbow?
Yes.
Sweet.
From the quartermaster, you guys can find any. You can find most mundane equipment.
Common weapons. Because she's not
But
proficient in
that'll-
guns, but
It also includes stuff like they also don't have guns,
yeah.
but it also includes stuff like food, supplies, and miscellaneous equipment.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to pick up anything, they can. Now's
All right.
the time.
Perfect. This is probably something we just figure out afterwards.
Yeah.
So the next day comes, and the entire army starts to march out. It's actually fairly quick to break down and get moving because of all the terracotta warriors, as they don't need any sustenance or rest as their constructs.
Mm-hmm.
While the army is eating its breakfast and getting themselves prepared, the terracotta warriors are actually breaking down the entire camp so that it can move out quicker.
Cool.
This continues on for a few days as you get closer to the lake that's now known as the Flowing Pit. As you get closer to there, while you know that this area is not one that is one that normally gets snow at this time of year, as it's fairly late in the year, the weather starts to get unseasonably warm to the point where everyone is in a summer uniform, even though it's the middle of winter.
Huh.
And as you get to the edge of the Flowing Pit, you notice that everything there just seems to be a desolate waste. The trees are still there, but they're all husks of what they used to be. The grasses are brittle and stiff. And as you look into what the area that used to be a lake and you travel into it, you notice that there are the long dead bodies of fish, lizards, and other wild animals just not covering it, but dotting the landscape in abundance.
Oh.
Okay. I am trying to buy myself a little bit of time.
You're vamping.
Yeah. To do all this next week.
The
So-
upcoming big ass
After-
battle we're gonna fight in.
So after a few hours of marching, there's a halt called and a general arms and formation. The army, which used to be traveling in a column, is now in more of a block formation with the outsides and front being terracotta warriors, and the middle and back rows being made up of human fighters.
Okay, so I'm assuming we've been told where we're supposed to go and that sort of such.
Yes, you are You are actually in the back of the formation with the wizards, as the way that they're attempting to go is to basically punch right through the middle, open up, and just deposit the wizards right near.
Okay. How many? And say, so we're in charge of just protecting one of them?
No, you're in charge of protecting all of the wizards who will be a part of the ritual.
How many?
There are 3 wizards.
Zilvra will have made a suggestion to Adria or Lilia that they use that she use Leoman's tiny hut to aid in this defending.
Can they cast magic inside the hut, though? I don't think so.
You can cast magic inside the hut. Let me take a look at the...
Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it.
They can't?
So it doesn't... I don't know. It says spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. So I don't know if that would count to them being able to prep the spells in relative... Like, is it one of those, like, they have to prep the spell?
No, because it's a... Because it's a full-blown ritual, they have to be in contact with it constantly.
Okay, so that doesn't work. Damn. That would have been a really... Give me credit. That would have been a really clever way to do it.
Yeah.
It would have been very good to use Leoman's tiny hut to do that. However, they do need to be in contact with the thing the entire time as they are draining the power from it.
Granted, could they not just be up with it and drop the hut on it?
No, you may be able to. They don't know how big it is.
All right, so we'll put that on the back burner because that could be a very good potential way to do it.
You should put me on the back
And
burner.
that's a 1 minute cast for Cat. So
Okay.
all right.
So now that the army is in readying position, you notice that I want everyone to make a perception check.
Son of a bitch.
Can't even see it. It's a 20, a natural one. Did you get a 1, Cat?
No, I got not 20.
No, Penny,
Adria?
did you roll in that 20?
A 14.
Okay, that would have been really fun if we all 3 of us rolled in that 20.
That would have been freaking cool!
I don't doubt that it
can't,
would
though.
have been. Now, why can't you? Are you rolling a d12? Is that why?
No, I'm rolling a d20. I just still have disadvantage.
Why do you have disadvantage?
Are you staring at Zilver's butt?
Level of exhaustion.
Every time you take a long
Almost
rest,
dying.
you get rid of one level
you
of
don't have it
exhaustion.
anymore.
I know, I've been doing that. And I'm
Oh, okay.
down to level 1.
Actually, no, because it took 3 days to get here, you had 3 long rests.
So you should be good.
Yeah,
Oh,
fine.
okay.
You're all good
you've
now.
recovered on
Then
the
it's a
travel here. 15?
I forgot about that, yeah.
Okay. So all of you notice in the distance that there's just what looks like a sea of moving material. You're not sure that you'd call it flesh, but it looks very similar to the dretches that you fought before, but almost a sea of them. However, this close, you notice that as you're looking out across them, or looking over some of the scrying wizard's shoulders, you notice that these dretches appear to be very skeletal and gaunt, and walking along with them are just hordes of zombies and skeletons.
Oh god.
This is going to be dretchful.
So you realize that this is what you're going to be facing. An army of these very ineffectual demons, along with a whole bunch of undead.
All right.
Hmm.
Silver will, obviously get herself ready for the fighting, pretty much. It's going to be coming up soon.
Oh, God. I
So-
hate this.
Yep.
So if anyone has any last minute stuff they would like to grab to help them to fight undead, they're more than welcome to do that.
I do have a question. I'm
Yes?
assuming I cannot take diamonds. They don't have diamonds ready for Revivify, do they?
No, they do not have. Do not have any access to any of that.
Even if I told them I can do it, I can use Revivify on people.
No, that's strict. Any of that kind of stuff is strictly for their healers.
That's fair.
Oh, God, I have that.
What did you forget you had?
I have a fucking blunderbuss, you guys.
Yes, you do.
You have a blunderbuss and you have a pistol. Did you leave the pistol at home?
No. Fuck no.
How much ammunition do you have for this, by the way?
I have 20 rounds of ammo.
For the pistol?
Yes.
How much for the blunderbuss?
It has 6 shots.
Okay.
And so I do have one more question. Do I need to worry about putting bolts in my inventory, or can I just assume that?
You will need to put bolts in your inventory, as you can only
Alright.
carry a certain number, and
Should
this is a large battle.
Should I just load myself up to 90 pounds of bolt with bolts? Silver's just carry. Hold on. Let's see how many bolts will bring me up to that. Crossbow bolts. Oh, yeah, I should also probably put like a. Yeah, crossbow bolts. Okay, so that will put me up. Each crossbow bolt is 1.5 pounds.
Wait, what?
Oh wait,
Where
hold
are
on,
you
sorry.
looking?
Sorry. 20 crossbow bolts are 1.5 pounds.
And how much extra weight do you have?
I am at 52 pounds if I'm carrying 40 now.
Which leaves you roughly just under 40 more pounds.
I can 1 sec, go on. So I could carry 400 crossbow bolts and still have 10 pounds of extra weight.
Now each quiver can hold about 40 bolts. So how many? 400 bolts, so you'd have to carry 10 quivers.
Or I just put them in my backpack and pull them out from there.
You've got like a full, you're just wearing like across your chest like a bandolier
Bandolier
of quivers.
I love it. And not only that, so do you want me to tell you what I ended up taking for Zilvera?
What?
I ended up giving her 2 hand crossbows, because you never know when you need a spare. 2 short swords, because I wanted a light melee weapon to do 2-weapon fighting.
Yep.
So that was the best choice. It was that because it was that, or the other one was 1 pound heavier. So I picked that. And then 400 crossbow bolts. I love it.
You're not able to get 400
I picked.
crossbow bolts.
How many would be the max I could bring with me?
They'll be able to, from their stores, provide you with 2 full quivers, so 80.
Okay, she's fine with that. 80 is a good number. It means I have 55 pounds of weight on me.
Guys,
Yeah?
I think we need to get off.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it's that time. So we'll finish all this buying in between, And next time, it is time to close an abyssal portal and fight a battle where the side you're on is fielding 12,000 troops.
I'm sorry, how many?
12,000.
12,000. There. Oh, sorry, no. My count was off. 15,000. There are 12,000 terracotta warriors and 3,000 humans.
And us.
Oh, I thought you meant the other side.
Yeah,
oh no,
me too.
the other side's larger.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cat,
gosh.
it's the hordes of the undead. We're not going to have the higher number there.
It's the hordes of the undead plus hordes from the abyss.
Yeah.
All this?
All else fails, we can just run away.
Baby.
Hey, I mean, all else fails.
All else fails.
It's not like we're defectors. We weren't officially part of the army.
That is very true.
Also, they're not like Russia. They're not going to just shoot us.
They're gonna be way too busy to actually do that.
Exactly. We're going to make sure. All right. Well, thanks
We're
for
signing
watching.
off. See you next time.
Bye.